There was a moment when it happened. Not all at once. Not on a birthday. Not when I got my first grey hair. Not when my children grew up. Not even when I started hearing words like retirement. No. It happened on an ordinary day. The kind of day you don't think you'll remember. A song came on. An old song. One I hadn't heard in years. And suddenly I realized something that hit harder than I expected. The people in the song weren't old. I was. The kids riding bicycles in my memories weren't grandparents. I was. The teenagers singing along with the radio weren't looking back on life. I was. And that's when it hit me. The day Gen X realized we were the memories now. If you've ever had a moment like that, subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Share it with someone who grew up alongside you. And in the comments, tell me. When did you first realize you weren't the young person in the story anymore? Because I have a feeling many of us remember that moment. And maybe we're still trying to understand it. I remember hearing Summer of '69 one afternoon. For years, that song felt young. It felt like possibility. It felt like endless summers and endless roads. But this time was different. This time, I wasn't imagining the kids in the song. I was remembering them. And suddenly I understood. Somewhere along the way, I had crossed a line. I wasn't living the memory anymore. I had become the person remembering it. The strange thing about getting older isn't aging. It's perspective. When you're young, life stretches endlessly in front of you. When you're older, you realize more and more of your life exists behind you. Entire decades become memories. Entire neighborhoods become memories. Entire people become memories. And somehow nobody warns you about that. I was in a grocery store not long ago when Take On Me started playing. I looked around. Young employees stocking shelves. Teenagers pushing carts. Kids walking beside their parents. And then it hit me. To them, that song was history. To me, it was yesterday. That realization stayed with me all day. Gen X occupies a strange place in time. We're old enough to remember rotary phones. But young enough to remember MTV. We remember cassette tapes. Arcades. Saturday morning cartoons. The first personal computers. The first cell phones. We lived in two worlds. The analog one. And the digital one. And now we're old enough to remember both. Sometimes I hear, "Don't stop believin'." When I was younger, it felt like a song about the future. Now it feels like a song about the past. Not because the song changed. Because I changed. The dreams I had. The people I knew. The plans I made. They all live inside that song now. Waiting. Frozen in time. I think that's why nostalgia hits Gen X differently. We're not just remembering objects. We're remembering entire worlds. The smell of a video rental store. The sound of a cassette rewinding. The excitement of waiting for a favorite song to come on the radio. The feeling of being unreachable once you left the house. Those worlds don't exist anymore. But we do. We're the witnesses. We're the storytellers. We're the memories. If this is bringing something back for you, subscribe and join this growing Gen X community. Like the video if you've ever heard a song and instantly traveled decades into the past. And tell me in the comments. What memory hits you hardest when you hear an old song? I read every comment. And don't forget to share this video with someone who remembers life before smartphones and social media. One of the hardest realizations came when I heard Time After Time. Not because of the song. Because of who I thought about. Someone I hadn't seen in decades. Someone who once felt central to my life. Someone I was certain I'd never forget. And yet years had passed without a single thought. Until the song found them. It's amazing how music can do that. A photograph shows you what happened. A song makes you feel it again. Then there was Africa. For years I thought it was a song about adventure. Now I think it's a song about youth. Not because of the lyrics. Because of the memories attached to it. Road trips. Friends. Summer nights. The feeling that life was only beginning. The feeling that time moved slowly. What a gift that feeling was. And what a shock it is to lose it. I think the moment Gen X became the memories was the moment we realized our parents weren't the old people anymore. We were. The people who once told stories around dinner tables. The people who remember how things used to be. The people saying things like, I remember when. We became them. Without even noticing. And then one day you hear, the living years. And suddenly you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your parents. The conversations you had. The conversations you didn't. The things you wish you'd said. The questions you wish you'd asked. Because eventually every generation realizes something. Time is undefeated. I sometimes wonder what my younger self would think if he could see me now. Would he be proud? Disappointed? Surprised? Would he recognize me at all? Or would he simply see an older stranger carrying memories he hasn't lived yet? Maybe that's why songs like Take On Me and Jack and Diane hit so hard. They remind us of people we used to be. People who still live somewhere inside us. The truth is, becoming the memories isn't entirely sad. There's beauty in it too. Because every memory means something happened. Someone was loved. Someone mattered. Someone laughed. Someone dreamed. Someone lived. And that's worth something. I hear Boys of Summer now and I don't feel sadness. I feel gratitude. Gratitude that those summers happened at all. Gratitude that those friendships existed. Gratitude that I got to experience a version of the world that no longer exists. Not everyone gets that. We did. And maybe that's why Gen X feels so connected to old music. We're not chasing the past. We're honoring it. We're visiting it. We're checking in on the people we used to be. Because every old song contains a version of ourselves frozen in time. A younger version. A hopeful version. A version that had no idea how the story would end. The funny thing is that younger generations sometimes think nostalgia is about refusing to move forward. It's not. It's about carrying forward what mattered. The people. The lessons. The moments. The stories. The music simply helps us find them again. I think the day Gen X realized they were the memories now was also the day we realized something else. The memories aren't disappearing. They are being handed down. Every story we tell. Every photograph we share. Every song we recommend. Every memory we preserve. We're becoming part of someone else's history. And that's a privilege. So if you're watching this today, take a moment and think about the people who helped create your memories. The friends. The parents. The siblings. The neighbors. The teachers. The first loves. The people who shaped your story. Because one day someone will remember you the same way. And maybe that's the real meaning of growing older. Not losing your place in the story. Becoming part of it. If this video touched your heart, subscribe to the channel. Like this video, so more Gen X memories can find their way home. Share it with an old friend, a sibling, a classmate, or someone who remembers those years. And in the comments, tell me. What was the moment you realized you had become the memories now? I'd love to hear your story. Because maybe that's what Gen X is learning together. We aren't watching history anymore. We lived it. And now, we carry it. Until next time, take care of yourself. And remember, the songs may be old. The photographs may fade. The places may disappear. But as long as someone remembers, those moments are still alive.